Yes. Good evening, everyone. Good morning to anybody else around the world. This is Judge with the Cosmic Answer LLC. Thank you for joining us live here today on Wednesday, June 26, 2024. I have to say, I'm starting to enjoy these weekly meetings with the village because I'll be thinking about so many things I could share with everyone from the last time we met. So, as we all gather here today, I've come across a lot of ideas with Gigi regarding what we should be sharing going forward. And it's a good thing because a week will give you plenty of time to process things on what to share with the masses. One thing in particular, she would always mention how we need to go back to the basics, or as my people would say, the grassroots, because that's where it all starts. When you think of an advanced science like Jyotish, Vedic astrology always wants you to go to the fundamentals. And that's what we're going to be doing this evening. As you can see in the title, we're going to be talking about the Ascendant and its Lord. The Ascendant and its Lord. Because I come across a lot of people that don't even know those terminologies. In the West, a lot of people call it the rising. And they would say that's the mask or that's your personality. No, 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 no. The Ascendant is your life path. That's your roadmap. That's your blueprint to these avatars to play out a storyline. So don't ever say it's your mask. Or they would say your descendant. Your descendant? No, that's just opposite of the ascendant. They would say the descendant is truly what you are. No, no, no. The descendant is just your seventh house or your seventh sign or the opposite of whoever you are that would balance out your ascendant. So those are just a lot of things that you probably hear in the astro world or in the Vedic community. Because I could tell you one thing. A lot of practitioners of Vedic astrology get sick of those terms. So we call it Lagna, the ascendant, and its Lord, or which is also known as the Lagnesh. Lagnesh just means the graha or the planet that rules that ascendant. So without further ado, I want to go over some updates that happened the last time we saw you last week. So between the 19th and today, the anniversary of the Cosmic Answer LLC was on the 21st. So we're celebrating 3 years. Yay, yay, well, whatever. Celebrating 3 years.
Yay.
And what I've decided to do, every year, I'm going to change things up because that's the reason why I want to go back to the basics. And that's the reason why you see me in a different wardrobe. This to usher in the new year of the Cosmic Answer LLC. So all year you're going to be seeing me in this garment. All right. So we're going to be talking about again the Ascendant and his Lord, and all of those who are going to be joining us. You're more than free to ask questions. If I don't see them prompt right away, Gigi will let me know, and just bear with me.
His phone jacked up right now.
Yes, it is. It's
Go ahead,
mighty jacked up because Gigi get on me all the time about how I need to update my phones, but I keep it until it's cracked, until certain buttons or widgets don't even function anymore.
That's some honoradas right there. They love to hold on to things when they let stuff go. Be an
Yeah,
Aquarius for a moment and just let it go when you know it's time to let go.
yeah.
But I digress. I'm still not in love upset with you. I told
She
you
is.
years ago to get rid of that phone, but you don't listen, and now you can't even use it.
See, this is what being married over 17 years can do. Well, we
Okay, I stop.
But I'll be getting a new phone soon because the Cosmos has obviously told me, oh, Judge, it's time to get rid of that old thing. So yeah, the Ascendant and its Lord. Excuse me. The ascendant and its Lord. What does that mean to all of you? When you have your date, your place, and your time of birth, you log in all of that mathematical information. Advanced chemistry, I tell you. And it comes out to what your ascendant is. I always let everybody know your sign is determined by what was on the eastern horizon of the world, because that's where everything starts. I have friends that live out in Fiji, and they brag about how we're the first. We're the first time zone. The sun meets us first. And touche, they're right. Fiji is where it all begins. Shout out to Reka and her family. So, yes, you don't pay attention to where the sun is. The sun is going to determine the house system, because wherever the sun is going to let you know where all the energies are going, because it's the leader of the chart. All right. So the sun, the sign that's we're on the eastern horizon, that would be your ascendant. And we're not talking about nakshatras. We're going back to the basic fundamentals. We're talking about the ascendant, first house, first Baba, and it's the Lord. All right. So you look at your chart, you input your birth details, and it says this is your ascendant. Whatever it is, there's 12 of them. All right. And
should I put a picture out?
You can.
I should have got a picture.
You can. So let's just say we're going to go in order.
Let me get a picture.
Aries or Mesha Rashi. If that sign is on the horizon in your chart, and if you're looking at a Vedic chart, it's the diamond at the top of the chart. If you're looking at your South Indian chart, it's the box at the top, because with South Indian charts, the Rashis never changes, but the house signs do. So always pay attention to that if you're using the North Indian chart or the South Indian chart. The Aries sign is always at the top in that second box. But in the North Indian chart, which is more commonly used, it's always at the top of the chart. All right. So let's just say Aries is your ascendant. What does that mean for you? Because a lot of people just say, well, I was born between March 21st and April 22nd. So that makes me an Aries. No, it doesn't. Those are tabloidish Western astrological signs. Do you know how frustrating I get when I'm streaming something on television and these dating shows? Everybody's under 30. That means nobody's matured in anything yet. Everybody's under 30. And they mention, I'm a Taurus. I think, what's that supposed to mean? You're a Taurus. It just means you're born in late April, between late May? What does that tell me about you? It's so vague. You know what I mean? So I'm a Taurus. No, you're probably not even that. You probably, your sun is still probably in Aries, because there's a difference in the degrees by 23, approximately. But I don't want to go off on a tangent.
Yeah, come down.
Aries, if you're an Aries ascendant, you have to understand the element of Aries. So what is the first thing you think of when it comes to an Aries? You think of red, probably think of aggression, think of a ram, somebody that got a hard head. There's some truth to that. If you're an Aries ascendant, are you relaxed? Are you cool? Are you hesitant? Probably not. Because again, the ascendant is the life path. I want you to think about that. Your ascendant is your life path.
I don't want to stop you, Groove. I just want to know, did you want to go ahead and show that picture of the
Yes.
birth chart, the North Indian birth chart?
Yes. It's your life path. That means you're going to live the path of the Aries. And we're not talking about other planets. We're just focusing on the ascendant here, right? Because the ascendant is about your personality, your anatomy, your capabilities, your overall health. That's why I said overall health, because sixth house is health, but your overall health as whatever your ascendant is. And then you have to consider the Lord of that house, because this is where the majority of your life is going to partake. All right. So with an Aries ascendant, its Lord is Mars. And you have to think of what do you hear when you see Mars? It's masculine, male, aggression, war, battle, passion, conquest. And you have to see where that Lord or that Lagnesh is positioned. You have to consider the house it's in and the element it's in, the sign, the nakshatra, its conjunctions, all across the board. Skylar, Tatum, can someone give you something to drink? Or can you tell your sister? Getting pretty parched here.
Okay, I could hook you up. Don't worry, I'll hook you up.
Yes, so you have to look into all these things. So when it comes to the ascendant and its Lord, you will know your life path. I don't want to just talk about Aries because I want to be fair to everyone, because we got to go through Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, etc., etc., etc. So, and babe, I'm going to be asking you a couple of questions. So when you hear ascendant, what does that mean to you?
My life path.
Yeah, your life path. And isn't that what everybody wants to know? Their path in life. Because here's the mistake a lot of people make, especially when it comes to religion. We all gather together at this assembly on a given day, and we're all supposed to be doing the same thing. It could just be at a religious facility or at a institution of knowledge like a school. Are we really going there to do the same thing and pursue the same life path? That's what our country wants us to do overall. But there's always something in you that says that's not my path. And you could grow up in a house with multiple co-borns, or which is also known as siblings. And you may have a parent that wants you all to do the same thing, become lawyers, doctors, IT, engineers. But someone in the midst, thank you, someone in the midst would say, no, I want to pursue culinary arts. Or I want to pursue entrepreneurship. Why do you think that happens? Because of your ascendant, your life path. A lot of us grow up not even knowing our times of birth. But I think it should be taught personally. There's a reason why hospitals keep those records. There's a reason why some parents remember the exact birth time of their children. It's very important. So you gotta know your path and your ascendant Lord. Now, a lot of people will come to me and they would ask, what's their purpose? All right. I immediately look at the chart, and you should always go to the ascendant first and foremost. Whenever you look at a chart, don't go to your moon, because Jyotish, Vedic astrology is highly lunar based. Don't just go directly to the moon. Let's just look at the chart for face value. Go directly to the ascendant.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Don't even look for the Lord yet. Just go to the ascendant. All right. And we have to see what sign it is. So what sign is that? Now, when you're looking at your chart, everyone, I want you to notice the numbers that would appear in the ascendant. It's not always going to be the number one. That doesn't represent the first house. That number can indicate the numerical order of the zodiac, okay? It represents the numerical order of the zodiac. Yes, ma'am.
You want me to go ahead and show the screen so you can break it down a little
Yes.
bit?
Yeah.
Okay, where is it?
So when you're looking at your chart, And let's just say you see a number 7 there. That's not the seventh house. Follow me. That is not the seventh house. That is the seventh sign of the zodiac, which is Libra or Tula Rashi. So that is a Tula Rashi Lagna a chart, or that is a Libra ascendant chart. And again, don't confuse that with the house placement. It's the sign. In some software, they would have a number and a Roman numeral to distinguish between the two.
Is this a good one right here?
That's good enough.
Okay.
Thank you. That's good enough.
Mhm.
So when you look at this chart that Gigi has presented for me, always go to the first house. Always look at that first. All right? Where it says first, that doesn't mean Aries. That just means the first house. Now let's just say that says first house and you see a number 3 there.
Right here.
That number 3 is Matuna Rashi or Gemini. That means you're a Gemini ascendant, or Gemini is has tendency in the first house. Always remember that. When you see these numbers, that's not what the house is, that's the zodiacal numerical sign. All right. Now, when you're also looking at the chart, you have to pay attention to what is known as an AC. You will see that a lot in charts. You will see something that says AC. That AC is your ascendant.
I need to send a letter, a picture of that.
That is your ascendant. Because in some Vedic charts, you will see an AC, an IC, DC, and MC. And that means ascendant Keoli. It just means ascendant Keoli. All right? It just is just the ascendant point on the horizon. On the horizon. Those degree points are also important, family, because you have to look at the degree of the ascendant because that's your roadmap. That is the starting line. That's going to lead you throughout your entire life. That one ascendant point will denote exactly where you're headed. Let's use an example. If your ascendant falls at 4 degrees, 3 minutes, and 19 seconds of Taurus, all right, of Taurus, your Taurus ascendant, and within that 3 degrees, it's going to set something going forward in your life. Now, again, we're not talking about nakshatras or we're not talking about padas, just where your ascendant degree point is in that sign. That is the beginning of the cusp of that house. That means that's the midpoint of that house. That's the core. Now, when you're looking at your ascendant, are there any planets there in your first house? Or if there are any planets in that sign? Because these are seasonings in your ascendant. I want to explain to you, if you don't have any grahas or planets in your lagna, that means there's not a lot of impact on you. On you. If you don't have any planets in your ascendant, there's not a lot of impact on you in this life. Now, for those of you that have planets in your ascendant, there will be an impact. There will be an impact. You have to consider planets play a major role in your chart. Let's just say you have K2 right there on your ascendant. What is K2? It's detachment. It's letting go. It's something you've already done. What that means to your ascendant in this life path, You are very familiar with this storyline, and you have to repeat it. And you're not going to get much excitement out of that. So you're going to be bothered with everybody else's life because that's where your Rahu is going to be in the seventh. So if that's just an example, if you have any planets in your ascendant, it's going to affect you heavily, positively or not so positively. All right. So with that being said, you have to understand the sign of your ascendant and the path is going to take you down. And even the element, mate. You have to understand the element
Mhm.
of your ascendant because there are four of them: earth, wind, water, and fire. Let's just say your ascendant it falls in a fire sign. We have to consider Aries, Leo, and
It's a
Sagittarius.
lot going on here.
Yeah,
It's like you just can't base off of what Western does. Oh, I'm a Taurus. No, it's deeper than that.
yeah,
Like we're just talking about the ascendant right now, and
right.
it's already huge factors.
Hmm.
You have to take a lot into consideration.
Exactly. So if it's a fire element, you're going to be full of drive and passion. If it's an earth element, you're going to be all about sustenance and work. If it's an air element, you're going to be about communications and entrepreneurship. And if it's a water element, it's going to be about tranquility, peace, and relaxation. This isn't a rat race, everybody. It's not. You got to follow your own path. That
Yes,
way we all come out winners.
set y'all free.
Because if you got a fire element as your ascendant, juxtaposed to a water element as your ascendant, and you're racing, that fire element is going to want to win at all costs. But a water element, why am I even in this race? Seriously, why am I here? I want to go home in air conditioning. That's what I want to do. You know what I mean? So you have to consider all of these ingredients to yourself. So let's just say you're a fire element. Okay, I'm a Leo ascendant. And do you have a Sagittarius ascendant? Do you have an Aries ascendant? Now you got to consider what are the differences between them three. Now you got to go into the fixed or the cardinal or the movable or the adaptable elements because Aries is what you was known as a movable element, meaning take charge, leadership. Leo is a fixed element. I'm stuck in my ways. And then you have to take in the dual element where it involves more than one, or I can adapt. So you got Aries, which is the movable, I lead. You got Leo, which is fixed. I'm fine where I am. And then you have the dual element, which is Sagittarius. I can adjust and adapt. We're still talking about the ascendant here, everyone. I mean, you could go into the earth element to what involves Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. When you stereotypically hear about the earth signs, I think of stubbornness, work, no nonsense, fun police attitude. I got to get things done. That's essentially what it is. Taurus is about saving money, not losing anything. Virgo is about preparation, organization, task, and health. And Capricorn is about achievement, accomplishment, and moving the goalposts. But you have to also consider its elements, whether it's movable, dual, or fixed. Taurus is fixed. Virgo is dual, and Capricorn is movable. So let's just look at that. If you have an air element to your ascendant and it's fixed, what am I thinking of? Air element and fixed. That means I'm definitely communicative. I know how to get my way around the world. I know how to speak to people. I know how to present myself. But I could be very fixated on my acumen, my abilities to communicate and teach and live. I just described an Aquarius ascendant because an Aquarius is an air sign, again, with speaking, communication, entrepreneurship, humanitarianism, but it's fixed. That means there's a there's a part of me that cannot be moved, shaken, or changed. And that's why a lot of Aquarians are stereotyped that way, because you have to consider the element and the conditioning of that sign. Thank you. Now, you have to also look at its planetary ruler. Its planetary ruler of that ascendant. So let's incorporate the seven grahas. We have Sun, we have the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. 5 of those grahas rules 2 signs. The luminaries, Sun and Moon, rule a sign of its own. The planet that rules that sign also tells a lot about you. So let's go over that. We're going to start with the Mars planet. Mars rules Aries and Scorpio, or in Sanskrit terms, Misha and Varishika. All right? So with Mars ruling Aries and Scorpio, you also have to consider the gender of your ascendant.
More. It's so deep. I'm sorry.
Fundamentals. So you see how people go around hiccuping, oh, I'm a Pisces. Yeah, I'm a Pisces. Okay. You're a freaking Pisces. Yeah, it's ruled by Neptune.
Stop it. Behave.
All right. Let's just say Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Was it retrograde? Was it combust? Was it exalted? Was it in good dignity, bad dignity?
So I have a question for you. That being said, when you use certain planets like that,
right?
It limits of who you are.
Yeah. Okay, perfect example. You say I'm from Mexico. Okay. Mexico is a big country. Are you near the valley? The peninsula? You just can't say you're from Mexico. I want to know if you're from Acapulco. I want to know if you're from Cancun. I know if you're from Mexico City. You know what I mean? Because it's different regions. Look, yep. I'm from Texas.
But what part of Texas?
It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. I could be from Ennis. I could be from Beaumont. I could be from San Antonio, El Paso, Lubbock, Amarillo.
That's a west.
DFW, Waco, Austin. You just can't say that, everybody. And the same thing regards astrology. Oh, I'm a Leo. I'm a Cancer. What's that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? You limit yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because some of them, when they say they're Leo, they're Cancer or all that, they're just basing that off of one particular planet.
That's off by 23 degrees at that.
The sun. And you just...
You're telling me about your daddy.
Yeah.
The sun means daddy, all right? That's all it means.
It has nothing to do with you, really.
Yeah, so basically what I covered so far in just half an hour, you have to know the sign of your ascendant, the lord of your ascendant, the element of your ascendant, and the conditioning of your ascendant. All right, so let's just say you know your ascendant. I will use one of my children for example. Cancer ascendant. Okay, when you hear that, Cancer ascendant, what does that tell you? What does that tell you about this child, male or female? We do know Cancer is a female sign. It's a female sign. The reason why, because all water signs are female. Okay? It represents the femininity of that ruler. Cancer is ruled by Chandra, Soma, or the moon. What does it tell you about a Cancer ascendant? I'm not describing if my child is a boy or girl. What does that tell you about a Cancer ascendant child? I just said it's the moon. Moon means mind, nurturing, care. Cancer ascendant, it's water. Cancer is water. All right? Its element is movable. Movable means I take charge. I'm the leader.
Yes. I like what she says.
Yes. So again, if this is a man or woman, there's a doting, nurturing, caring element to your life path. If you are a Cancer ascendant, and again, its ruler is the moon. When you think of the moon, I feel water, soothing, calmness, dairy products, closeness, because it's the only graha other than the sun that's that close to us that we could see with our naked eye. So what that tells me is my child that is a Cancer ascendant chart is going to do something related to all of those aforementioned.
Yes. I like Xana here. She says feminine, very,
Yeah.
very feminine. And she's also a Cancer ascendant. You can tell. Look how pretty she is.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Cancer ascendant people,
Very sweet.
they're not abrasive.
No.
They can get moody, but there's a reason for that. Again, Cancer is a movable sign. You're going to find yourself in life dealing with people that's going to come to you needing a hug or some type of help monetarily or emotionally. And you're going to be there for them. Let's just say you're a Cancer ascendant and you're a truck driver. Big, burly, masculine truck driver. You want to know what that tells me? He's trucking to take care of some kids.
I know the perfect Cancer ascendant, babe. That's a good one.
You're welcome, Zana.
The perfect Cancer ascendant as a male.
Uh-huh.
And we love him.
Yeah.
Cat Williams.
That's right.
Cat Williams is a Cancer. And how many kids did he adopt?
Multiple children. A Cancer ascendant right there. So you see how this works. Just by knowing your ascendant and its elements, its gender, its ruler. I didn't even mention the placement of its Lord. That's your life path. You are here to care.
Yes. Oh. We have our Cancers, our own personal care bears. If
That's
you have
right.
a Cancer in your life, you are truly blessed. Like
Yes.
I have my daughter. Well, I already told
That's who we mentioned.
our baby girl. She's a Cancer, and she is so motherly. Like I'm her mother, but she's always like
Yep.
nurturing, loving, always like the hug, always understanding.
Uh-huh.
And I have a few friends that are Cancers, and I'm like, I am so blessed. My clientele needs this Cancer in my life. So, yes, I just feel like if you're a Cancer, you're a true blessing.
Yes.
Just embrace being that person that cares.
That's right.
People need that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at this, just look at the ascendant first, everyone, and that would lead the way. All right, so another example. If you look at a chart and that chart has 6 planets in it. You look at the ascendant and it has 6 planets there. You are going to find a person that's very disturbed about themselves. Very disturbed. Genghis Khan, he had 8 grahas in Virgo. 8 grahas in Virgo, only separated by the nodal axis. Because by technicality, all 9 grahas can be there. But he was born with 8 planets in Virgo. And we all know how his story turned out. He pretty much popularized darn near the entire Eastern Hemisphere.
That was his purpose.
Yeah, that was his purpose. I can't recall what his ascendant was because his birth time was accurate. But I'm just letting you know, if you have that many planets in the ascendant, it gives me cause to pause to where the chart has to be examined. And I guarantee you, let's just say if that was a Sagittarius or a Danish Rashi Lagna. Thank you, Vishwa. I'll use yours for an example. Sagittarius ascendant. It's a fiery dual element of masculine proportions. A fiery dual element of masculine proportions. And if you have 3 or more planets there, oh, this person is going to get in your face, talk you to death, confront you, and nobody's sleeping until it gets resolved. Because what is Sagittarius? It's the 9th sign. Anything 9th from itself is ceremonial, fatherly, blessings, pilgrimages, travel. This is telling you about who you are. Sagittarius ascendants are well-traveled and they're well-read. If you're going to talk to them, you better know what you're talking about.
Can I say something? I just want to let Ginger's one of our community people.
Yeah.
Part of our village. And she was just talking about that.
Uh-huh.
She was talking about if you're gonna deal with somebody that's like have a strong placement in Sagittarius or Sagittarius ascendant,
yeah,
you better know what you know, or you're gonna get that work. You're gonna get that work.
Yeah.
And I have dealt with Sagittarius, and woo, Lord, you gotta have the mental strength and capacity to go forth.
Right.
It's like you gotta put on battle. You gotta get battle.
That's why Vishwa said facts, and Zane is laughing too.
Woo! When somebody tells me Sagittarius, I have to think twice. I'm like, you know what? Oh, is it flight or fight?
you got a choice. But that Sagittarius is gonna be saying, what you gonna do?
I know, right? It's like that fear.
I'm not going anywhere. You gonna sit down and do this? Or are you gonna jet?
Right.
Because I got a ticket too.
You better come ready for them. Good grief.
Yeah, because my son has 2 placements in Sagittarius.
Oh.
He has Mercury and Rahu in Sagittarius. What does that tell me about him? And it's not even his ascendant.
Roasting.
She said it. He could roast his tail off.
And I'm just saying as a mother, sometimes I have to catch him. And thank God I have Mercury in the first house because I'm quick with it. So I said, I caught on today. You think you slick. And I always have to get on him to be mindful of his words because it can really, cut. Right. It can really hurt. That boy's something else. And he stumped me in arguments too. Yeah. There's been times I said something and he said something back and I just looked blank and stupid.
Because I don't have any planets in my ascendant. When my son talks to me and when I'm done, I'm thinking, oh, what do you mean by that, son? Hold up. I'm your father. Right. What you mean?
Oh, recently.
What you on?
No, recently he said something. That had me thinking. He said, he always asks me questions. Would you rather do this or would you rather do that?
Or he would also ask a juxtaposition of something. Do you like this or do you like that? And he would pick your favorites. I'm thinking, I don't want to pick between my favorites.
But he got a good one that had us thinking. He said, would you rather have all the riches or
a peace of mind?
Eternal peace.
He said eternal peace.
14 years old.
I said, damn, son.
I said, dang. Okay, is it Vishwa?
Yeah, Vishwa Deva.
She put something here. Oh, Lord, she got right.
Wait. Vishwa's a man.
Oh, my bad.
All right.
I was looking at Zana. He says, I got Rahu in Lagna and Mars in Aries. Jupiter and Leo on top of it. It's guru aspects that save me from being as combative I initially want to be. Woo! Woo! All that fire, Lord, help.
This brother got Rahu in the Lagna and Mars in freaking Aries.
And he a Sagittarius.
Vishwa, let me tell you something about when Mars is in its own rulership. Mars purposely wants to be a daredevil. You are here to be on the edge. You're not afraid to get cut, hurt, hit, or bruised. I'm surprised you're not an MMA fighter because you were definitely going not afraid to get hit. Bishop, I've got a question for you. When people try to like fake flinch you, I bet you don't, do you? You just look them dead in the eye like, please. Excuse my language, but I bet you don't flinch when people try to do that to you. I bet you don't. And you make them look stupid because I'm Mars. I live for this. Hit me right there. You're the type of guy that says, I'll let you have the first hit. I'll let you have the first hit. Look at that. Look, babe. He does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. I knew it.
Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him mentally.
I knew it. Thank you, Bishwa.
You the man, babe.
Because it reminds me of that news anchor. The guy kept saying, why can't we use the N-word? We could use the N-word. And that brother says, then say it. Say what it is you want to say. If you say it, I will say it with you. He dared him. When you got Mars in its own sign, that's the energy that's going to the street. Because Mars says, this is my moment. I've been waiting for it. Give me a reason. Give me a reason.
And babe, look, he has no choice. He has Moon and Ultrashada. So
final victory.
So I mean, goodness.
He don't even think he can lose.
You know what your theme song should be, Vishwa? Win by J Rock.
Yep.
That you just need to play that song right when you wake up. Moon in there, mommy, yep. Like Kendrick says, mommy. Oh, that's what he says. I want you to hit me first.
Right.
It activates
the Shakti of Uttarashada. If I strike first and lose, counterattack more than attack.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah. He doesn't want to do it, but if you do, I love my life.
I think he low key wants you to do it so he can show.
Yeah. I said activate my Kuja. Activate it.
Go ahead, do it. I want you to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Yes, indeed. So everybody, I mean, this is what it means. You gotta examine all of that in the Ascendant. I mean, just look what it does. Mm-hmm. Look what it does. So, Zayna is a perfect example. She also has Mars and Sagittarius Ascendant. Yeah. Now, Mars is masculine. Mm-hmm. Sagittarius is masculine. Fire is masculine. But she a girl.
She a Cancer Ascendant. Okay, Cancer Ascendant, very feminine, very sweet mother. Don't get twisted though, but when they get emotional, mad, you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just her having that Mars there, Sagittarius probably will balance out because of her Ascendant.
Yes.
Ascendant is. You can't just be,
Hey, Joshua, everything's good over here. Yep, Abjeet is win. That's all they know how to win.
Yeah.
I don't know any defeat. What does that mean? That's not in my vocabulary.
Right.
But yeah, back to what Zayna's placement. Mm-hmm. Now we know in a Cancer Ascendant, Sagittarius is the sixth sign. It's sixth from Cancer.
Okay.
So that means she got Mars somewhere within the vicinity of her sixth house.
Oh. Mars in the sixth house.
Mars in the sixth house.
Okay.
So Zayna probably deal with a lot of males at work. Mm. A lot of males at work. Or a lot of men that likes to debate with her. Zayna, don't waste your time arguing with men. All right?
Yeah.
Mars and Sagittarius. Don't they're gonna argue with you. The reason why, because you're a sweetie.
Yeah.
And you come off kind of make probably got tomboy energy. And things with tomboys, they're men whisperers. Tomboys know how to talk to men. to the point to where they feel they're comfortable with them, like they're one of the guys.
Right.
But at the same time, tomboys are sensitive with feelings at the end of the day, especially if you're a Cancer Ascendant.
Still a woman at the end of the day.
Still a woman at the end of the day. So Zayna, yeah. So if you come across a lot of men, remind them that I'm still a woman. I'm cool with you guys. I know my sports stats. I know how you guys think, but don't go there with me. I'm still treat me like a lady.
And it's confirmed. She said, yes, man.
Yeah, so these are just all of the Ascendant. You just got to go to the Ascendant first and see where that map takes you. All right. Now, we got about 13 minutes into the program.
Just want to say hi to Stacy. He said, what up, family?
Hey, Stacy, that's a good brother of mine, y'all.
Yeah.
Good brother.
We love you too, Stacy. We do have one person, I know your phone is jacked up right now.
It is jacked.
And I'm going to let it go.
It's not even in the hospital. I mean, it had made a turn from the worst. It got to go in the hospice.
But I did promise our brother is he in Lagos?
Yes.
Okay, he did have a question. I don't know if you remember his chart, but he did give birth details.
I know he has Saturn in the 5th.
But that's his.
And what was his question? His
question was about relocation. Let me see here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, how you say his name? I'll put it in there. Okay, but he is wondering. His chart shows relocation would happen. Olilican. Okay. He said, would it?
Did I screenshot his chart to you?
No.
Let me pull up my janky phone.
Oh, if it takes,
I'll do what I can. It's going to take me a minute. Give me a second.
Yeah. So
I should be able to access it. Hold on.
While he's accessing his janky phone, the phone that he should have replaced 2 or 3 years ago, but I'm gonna let it go. Not. Right. What we do is at the end of the topic, we will answer a few questions from you all. What you have to do is, in order for us to answer one of your questions, you have to send birth details to me because he'd be there busy work and everything. But you can message me via Messenger on Facebook your birth details, which I'll put here. Meaning the birth details. What we need is, of course, you all know, we need the date of birth, most definitely the birth time and the location. So that being said, if you have any questions for like next week, just send me your birth details, via Messenger. Give me one question and Judge will go live next week and answer it for you. Okay.
Stacy has a question. How do I send this live to others?
She just shared it. We have it on YouTube as well. If you go to our YouTube page,
The Cosmic Answer LLC.
We're streaming it over there as well, and you can just share it that way. So,
okay, brother Joshua is a Vishaka Lagna in D1. In case all of you that don't know, Vishaka is a nakshatra within Scorpio or Libra. So Joshua, be more specific. Are you a Libra ascendant or a Scorpio ascendant? Because we know Vishaka encompasses both Rashis.
Okay, so let me put. How you say his name again? I gotta work on people's names. Olakan. Olakan. Okay, so I'm gonna put his name here so he can come.
Thank you, Joshua. Scorpio ascendant.
So he can come back to it when because he's probably asleep right now.
Yeah. No, you good, Joshua. You good. It's a basic discussion.
Okay, so I put his name there to Mark, and you can go ahead and just.
All right, so Olelcon, you forgot one L, babe.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Put another L between that A and E.
Oh, that's my Virgo husband. He makes sure I'm going to spell stuff correctly. My bad.
So he wants to know if he's going to be traveling soon?
No, if there's going to be a relocation.
Relocation. Okay.
He said my church shows relocation. Will it happen anytime soon?
All right. He's in his Jupiter Mahadasha at the moment. Oh. Yeah, his Jupiter is in the 12th house, and it's also the 12th house Lord, and it's there with Mercury. Okay. And Mercury is all about communications and short distance travel. Okay. Would it been in 12th house, short distance travel in foreign lands? Okay. Mercury is about communications. Mercury rules his 6th house, that's service. Mm-hmm. Mercury also rules his 9th house of pilgrimages, long distance travel, and higher learning. Gotcha. With his Jupiter Mahadasha being activated, it's in the 12th house, so like import, export, foreign trade. And Jupiter also rules his 3rd house of local community. Mm-hmm. So the answer is definitely yes. Okay. He was born with Mars in Pisces, so he's going to always be on the go. Yeah. Always be on the go. And his current Mahadasha or Bhukti within Jupiter, it's Saturn. So again, I mentioned Saturn because that's the only planet I remember. I said he's the one with Saturn in the 5th house. Mm-hmm. Saturn is his only retrograde planet in Taurus right now. And there's a lot of activity going on in Taurus. So Olel Khan, when you replay this video, relocation is definitely in the works. Okay. You did something so everybody see my picture. Here, put start cam. All right. Yep. All right. So that's for O. Say his name again. Olel Khan. Olel Khan. Did you fix it? It's fixed. Okay. Actually, it's not. It went out. See, just do that for now. Yeah. All right. So, we're talking about ascendants. We got about 7 minutes into the program, and Joshua mentioned that he's a Scorpio ascendant. Oh. So again, we're talking about ascendants. What is the path of a Scorpio? I get sick of the stereotypes that Scorpio said is the most sexual sign. No, it's not. It's Gemini. I put that out there. Yeah, I said it. Gemini is the most sexual sign. It's not Scorpio. Scorpio is the most intense, dreaded, jealous sign. Scorpio is the 8th sign, so they incorporate that with sex. But no, you have to understand, Gemini is 8th from the 8th. It's 8th from the 8th. Gemini is the most sexual sign because its ruler is Mercury. It has curiosities of its becoming into an adult. That's why Mercury rules neutrism. It's not a boy or girl yet. It's still in this prepubescent stage. But Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and it's the feminine side of Mars. So if you take the feminine element of Mars, because it's also water and it's fixed, you're very cerebral. You're very focused and direct and guarded like a scorpion. Because Joshua, scorpions are gentle creatures, but they don't want trouble. Scorpios never wanted trouble. That's why they're always in the back minding their own business. But trouble always come looking for them because water is magnetic, not electric, magnetic. And again, like I described with Vishwadeva earlier, he welcomes the danger. Scorpios tries to avoid the danger because they know what they're capable of. Mm. So with you being a Scorpio ascendant chart, if people come to you, they're going to get a rude awakening if they're not careful, because scorpions have they have claws, armor, and a tail to strike. Ooh. Again, scorpions are gentle creatures. You can keep them as pets, male or female scorpions. But there's a reason why they're so guarded. And you have to consider with any Scorpio ascendant or anybody with a Scorpio placement, it doesn't mean sexual.
Oh, look what he says here. He says he actually has Saturn in Lagna too.
In the Jeshta portion.
Yeah.
And for those you don't know, Jeshta is the last 13 degrees and 20 minutes of Scorpio. And he has Saturn in the Lagna. Mm. So, Josh, I have a question for you. Because, again, we're talking about ascendant, its lords, and placements and elements. Yeah. When you were born, regardless of your birth order, did everybody assume you were like the big brother or the elder sibling, or you had an old soul? Or when you were a child, you had to work early or young? people put you to work in a house like at 4 years old, or you hung around a bunch of old people, or you're closer to your grandparents than your actual parents, or when you was going through school, all of your teachers were old. Or when people talk to you, they think you're a grown-ass man instead of a peer. And we're not just talking about Saturn being in the ascendant. I haven't even talked about Saturn being in Scorpio.
Look. I knew it. I couldn't wait to see his response.
Man. Again, we're just talking about Saturn in the ascendant. We're not talking about Saturn in a water sign. We're not talking about Saturn in Scorpio. We're not talking about Saturn in a fixed sign. Mm-hmm. We're just talking about Saturn in the ascendant. We're not even talking about the house Saturn rules in a Scorpio ascendance chart. So that means what?
He's saying it helps you age backwards as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Saturn said, oh, you come into this life with karma about yourself. So, Joshua, your life path is going to be slow and steady. Mm-hmm. Slow and steady. Now, Scorpio rules accidents. Mars rules accidents. That's why Saturn said, you got to slow down in this life, Joshua. Slow it down. Because, let's see, in a Scorpio ascendant chart, everybody, Saturn rules the third and the fourth house. Third and the fourth house. So, what happens when you put Saturn's lordship in the ascendant? Things of that house is going to you. That means Joshua is he's going to slowly remain in his local community because he has to be there for his younger siblings, if he has some. But Saturn ruling the fourth house, that means somebody that raised him, they were old. I'm not sure if your daddy had you at like beyond the age of 40, or your mom was older when you had you, or you was raised by great aunts, great uncles, but somebody old in your family had a maternal impact on you. Mm. And you brought those elements to your life because you cherish those. And again, we're going a little beyond here, but Saturn's in Jeshta. What does Jeshta means? The entitled elder sibling. The entitled elder sibling. Mm-hmm. So Joshua, whoever raised you, they positioned you to be a sage. Because Joshua, I've read a lot of your content. I follow you. Although you're a young man, but man, you got a sage element to yourself. I hope you know that. There's something about you that's very wise in that young body of yours. And you may go over a lot of your peers' heads. And don't get frustrated with that because Jeshta is elder sibling energy. You could be 29 years old, but somebody that's 50 would say, hey, big brother, that's what happens. All right?
Mm-hmm. He's going a little deeper with Latin Lord Mars, aka ninth house. It's Cancer, but I just don't want to.
Yeah, that's his McCarthy.
Yeah.
He's feeling it because again, he's Scorpio. They go
that's
deep.
Where they go deep. Yeah,
they go into the deep abyss, the trenches,
of that.
Yeah. So, Josh, I wanted to use it as an example as it pertains to the topic, the ascendant, the elements, and what it means. And he brought up Mars because Mars is the chart lord. Okay. It's his Lagnesh. It's in the ninth house. Again, ninth house of Cancer. This brother cares.
Aww.
His Mars is debilitated because the Mars it's the soldier in the queen's chamber. Mm-hmm. But hey.
But you're not alone though. Yeah, I understand.
But hey, brother, there's a reason why you was raised around wise women or somebody that cares about you. Because brother to brother in our community, our fathers could have been taken away from us. And who else do our matriarchs have to pour into as a man?
You're right.
It only takes one. And we would give this brother everything we need to lead or rule the masses, whatever your path is. Because his Lagna is in the ninth house. That has something to do with father, teaching, higher learning, or travel. But because it's in Cancer, that rage, that masculinity, he has to channel that into a nurturing, teaching element.
That's deep.
All right, brother?
He has a true calling on his life.
Yeah. True calling. Let me look something here. Hey, Lakey, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. You joined us at the very end.
You say you're on point.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Hello. How you say your name, Lakey?
Yeah, Lakey.
That's cute. Hi, Lakey.
Let's see here.
Like, hey, y'all.
But
Joshua said you're on point.
Thank you. Yeah, Joshua, I was looking at your surname. Broach means a tapered and a serrated tool used for enlarging and shaping a hole. What does that mean to you?
Say it again.
A broach is a tapered and serrated tool used for enlarging and shaping a hole.
See, I like that, shaping. It's not to hurt. It may cut a little bit because when people don't know something and it hurts a little, it's going to hurt a little bit, but at least it's going to shape you into a better person, correct? That's how I'm taking it.
Right. So your name it's ingrained into your destiny. You're broaching and cutting and making a hole. That's what Mars rules severing. Mars rules the blade. Cutting, digging. Are you serious?
Yeah. Ooh.
Saturn is things that are buried, and Scorpio are things that are deep. And Mars is tapering. It's written in your name, brother.
So go more into research, not only in your first name, but that last name as well. it's foretelling. Idris said hello. Hello.
Hi. So yeah, these are things about the Ascendant.
Nice. That was good. Broach, I hope you take all that in.
And he never looked into his last name, but that's what broach means.
Right.
It's like you breaching. I like a breaching culture. Crack, break, digging, enlarging a hole or a portal of sorts. Always look into your full name. Always. Since I told you guys.
Oh, Stacy, he's a Sagittarius.
Yes, he is.
Yes, Lord.
Moolah all the way.
He's a Sagittarius. I tell you, y'all Sagittarius, boy.
Yeah.
You gotta be strong to deal with them. You gotta be strong. You can't be weak.
Right. So this is all about the Ascendant. So, but is there anything you want to add before we wrap this up? This has been a good hour.
Yeah, it was a good hour. I'm glad that people, oh Lord, Joshua, Sagittarius moon. Okay, we're gonna talk about the moon. Ooh, it's too many Sagittarius. Look, I got distracted. There's too many Sagittarians around here.
They got the information. They got the philosophy.
Yeah.
See, Aquarians have the knowledge. Sagittarius have the philosophy.
Is that why we kind of clash a little bit sometimes? We don't clash.
No, y'all don't clash because Jupiter and Saturn have mutual respect.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. And everything. It's just that you got
Geminis and Sagittarians clash. That Mercury and Jupiter.
Okay.
They clash.
Yeah, but I get it. But Sagittarius, it's just you gotta drink coffee. You gotta have some water and maybe some tea too to be alert.
Monster drink.
You're gonna have
5-hour energy.
A large notebook with tons of pens.
Yep.
Just so that you can write stuff down and remember what they told you. Well, I really don't have much to say. I just want to say that I enjoyed this topic. I love it when you speak on Ascendant so people can watch and learn about themselves. Right. That's all we care about. We just want you to know more about yourself, have an understanding about yourself, and love on yourself more.
Yeah.
It's true. You are the most interesting person in the world.
That's our slogan, everybody.
And the more you find out about yourself, it's all, to me, I believe it's all about self-mastery.
Yes.
And to me, it just helps you to reach to your higher self.
Yeah, mastery of self.
It's ascending. That's what I that's what I love about, about Vedic astrology and what we do.
Indeed. So, Lecky, feel free to rewatch and, get with us next week. We're doing this every week live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. and we're going to get this ball rolling.
Yes, yes.
All right. So, and we're going to extrapolate this up, the Ascendant and its Lord.
Yeah, look, I have to stop right there. You see that, Virgo? Extrapolate. Babe, can you just tell us what that means?
Conclude.
All right.
Wrap it up. All right.
Y'all, he's a person, he's a human dictionary. So Virgo's ascendants, I'm not trying to roast you all, but y'all are when we gotta have a dictionary next to y'all when we speak to them. They're very detailed, but okay.
Yeah.
It's time to conclude.
All right, family. Y'all be blessed out there, and until next Wednesday.
All right, thank you.
All right.